More than 50% of the Indian population suffer from iron deficiency, right? And we generally resort to these iron supplements with the hope to overcome this deficiency. But please remember that consumption is not equal to absorption. And if your body is not able to metabolize iron properly, it may lead to a situation of iron overload, right? Which may create situation of leaky gut and even lead to various skin health issues. So how do we make sure that the iron we are getting from various food sources is being metabolized properly, right? So we generally get iron from two major food sources. One is plant-based sources, which is called non-heme iron, and animal-based sources, which is called heme iron, right? Now ferric iron in these food sources is converted into ferrous iron by a specific enzyme. Your gut microbiome could produce certain metabolites such as short-chain fatty acids and lactic acid that acidifies the intestinal microenvironment, which facilitates this bioconversion of ferric to ferrous iron and also drives iron absorption levels. Now, you may be consuming these food sources alongside certain other beneficial compounds such as polyphenols, ellagic acid, and other antioxidants, right? Now, these compounds can bind to your iron and could reduce your iron absorption levels. And therefore your gut microbiome again comes into picture. It actually biotransforms these beneficial compounds into postbiotics and hence releases the iron which are being bound to these compounds, and therefore gut microbiome via this function could directly improve the iron absorption levels. Now we all know that iron deficiency increases the risk for anemia, but that does not mean that if you have iron, if you are getting the right source of iron, if your iron is being metabolized properly, you will not have anemia. The rate limiting factor is nitric oxide. Now, if your oral microbiome is producing enough nitric oxide, which is your oral microbes actually metabolize nitrate into nitrate, which mixes with your stomach acid to produce nitric oxide. Now, nitric oxide actually regulates your blood flow. It delivers oxygen to various cells and tissues inside the body, right? And therefore, even if iron is there and it is actually triggering the production of hemoglobin, right? If your oral microbiome is imbalanced or you do not have the right amount of stomach acid, it could lead to deficiency of nitric oxide, and it would lead to a situation of hypoxia, right? Which means that you will not have enough oxygen to be delivered to various cells and tissues, even when you have right amount of iron, and this would lead to anemia. So you have to fix both your oral and gut microbiome to make sure that you do not develop anemia.